Liver King lied, but not for the reason you think. He's been running around telling people to eat raw meat, especially raw liver, and a lot of you jabronis have fallen for it. The lie of the century. He claims to say that eating raw liver is part of our ancestral lifestyle. What he fails to mention is that our ancestors actually started cooking meat to make all those nutrients, minerals, and proteins more bioavailable to our bodies so we could get big and ripped like daddy over here. You need a side shot of that? I'm a chef, and today I'm going to show you how to cook liver so you can eat it like a real king. Today I'm showing you my favorite, most simple, most delicious liver and onions recipe ever. You will love this. Can I do this in one bite? Now I can. Step 1, you have to remove the membrane on the outside layer of this liver. It's nearly invincible. Invincible? What is it? Invincible or invisible? Like it's hardly seeable.
So that's invisible.
Invisible?
Yeah.
Okay. Step 1, removing the membrane around the liver. It's nearly invisible, so it takes a little bit of sharp eye attention and a care to get it off properly. Peel it back. As you can see, very thin and clear. It's almost like saran wrap. As you can see, it does look different. Once you get that membrane off, you see that it's much more fleshy. We want that membrane off because it destroys the texture of the liver when it's on. Very unappetizing and chewy. So taking that membrane off is very important for the overall eating experience. And guess what? If you like eating it, you'll happen to eat more of it more often. The next step of this process is to slice our livers nice and thin to make it much more texturally appealing for our palates. Now we are going to put our livers in a bowl and cover it with milk for up to 2 hours. Next step, making bacon. Very simple here. Just slice these rashers of bacon. Rashers is actually English for slice, believe it or not. Like British English, not like Canadian English, eh? It's the British English word for slice of bacon, a rasher. Slice your bacon, about 3/4 of an inch. The fat will render out and the bacon will shrink, just like that. Ta-da! Next up, we're going to take our bacon and throw it into a pan that is heating on medium heat. You want to throw it in the pan when it's on relatively cool so that it can slowly render all the fat out. Now that you see that it's sizzling like crazy here, it's starting to brown around the edges of the bacon on the bottom. You need to stir this up. Look at that. That's what we want all around. If you feel like the pan is getting too hot and some of the bacon is starting to burn, just turn down the heat a little at a time. You ever cook bacon naked? Not much to burn, is there? Look at all that bacon grease rendering out. This is getting mighty close. It's almost done. When you start to see it brown, and you do want it a little bit chewy. You don't want it completely crispy. You want it to have a little bit of bounce. Bounce, baby. Bounce, baby. Bacon bounce. We are going to remove the bacon and set it aside. Be very careful here. Don't burn yourself, kids. Very dangerous. We got tons of bacon fat. So tip out about half of it into a glass container, not plastic for obvious reasons. Now we're gonna slice some onion rings. Trim the root ends and the stem end. Nice round circular rings. Thin, but not too thin. We have our onion rings here and we're going to transfer it directly into our bacon grease that's already nice medium temperature. Good pinch of salt. Crack of pepper. We don't want to caramelize them, but we don't want to burn them. We want to fry them. So it's a balance of temperature and letting it sear on one side and then slowly flipping them around the pan. We don't want to work too fast or too slow. So it's a symphony of cookery. You gotta get the flow. See this? This is nice. We are approaching final stages of onion cookery. So I turn the heat down. There's lots of residual here with the heat with the cast iron. And we're just gonna work these onions around. Translucent, charred, burnt, the kaleidoscope of onion flavors. That's what a fried onion should look like, baby. Now that the onions are cooked, we're gonna throw them into a bowl. Just try it, please. It's delicious, mate. We're entering the final phase of liver cookery. We have our livers here, and we are going to dry them off thoroughly before we cook them. Just pat it dry. Season with paprika. Salt. Pepper. Now it's time to cook the liver. First things first, pan back on the heat, medium-high heat. We need a hot pan because it only takes about 30 to 45 seconds to cook liver on each side. You do not, I repeat, do not want to cook it well done. Overcooking the liver will result in a dry, chalky texture. Gross, disgusting. Follow close. 2 tablespoons of butter. Now that our butter is foaming and browning but not burning, it's time to add in our liver. Don't overcrowd the pan. Should hear a sear. Exactly like that. Season the other side with salt and pepper. By now, it's time to flip. The first one that you put in should be brown like this. Nice. Nice. Right on. As soon as you see liquid coming out of the liver like that, we're done. This is it. This guy's done. We're ready to plate the final result. Liver on the plate. Onion on the liver. Liver on the onion. Onion on the liver. Liver on the onion. You guessed it. Onion on the liver. Bacon. Put that thing everywhere. Wow. Greenery. Use whatever you got. Chives, onions, parsley, cilantro. Last but not least, the final shazam, a lemon wedge. Why? To cut the acidity of all this richness. The lemon is perfect with the liver. Squeeze. Are you ready? Because I'm ready. This is how we do this, okay? Pay attention. You take a slice. You slice the slice. Just cut it right up. Oh, yeah, there we go. Put some of the onion on that. Make sure there's a couple pieces of bacon. This is your bite. Can I do this in one bite? Yeah, now I can. Whoa. Mmm. Everything. Delicious. All of it. Mmm. Best part we have here, nothing's overcooked. The balance of all the flavors, the salty bacon, the sweet onions, the charred onions. The liver is not sharp at all. Anyone would eat this. Anyone could eat this. And they would love it. So tell me, why in the tarnation would you eat raw liver when you could eat this? deliciousness. Guys, life's about living, not hating it, okay? Eat liver this way and you'll be the liver king real. Eat liver like this and you'll be the real liver king. Please, I beg you.